Bibles, Bibles, and more Bibles. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at my full Bible collection. Now, this is going to be a longer video, and it is going to feature a lot of Protestant Bibles from when I was formerly a Protestant, and then it'll also have all of my current Catholic Bibles as well. If you aren't interested in seeing any of the Protestant Bibles, skip to the time signature up above and you can get straight to the Catholic Bibles. And as always, if you're interested in purchasing any of these Bibles, I've got you covered. Check the description box down below and I will have all the links down there. With that being said, we'll kick things off with the Protestant Bibles in my collection. They're not really going to be arranged in any order, but the Bibles featured will be from kind of budget to all the way up to premium Bibles. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to be starting things off with the Protestant Bibles, and they're all going to be King James Version. These two Bibles are from TBS, that is Trinitarian Bible Society. We have their flagship. I've actually done a review on this. So this is the Westminster Reference Bible, and then I also have their kind of cheaper one, but still good quality. This is their Windsor text, which doesn't have any references. It's just a simple leather-bound Bible with a nice, clean, simple text block. Okay, so bringing these two in side by side, we can see there's definitely a size difference, and the leather binding on the Westminster is just a little bit better, I think. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite Protestant Bibles. Trinitarian only does KJV, so that's a big turnoff for a lot of people. A lot of people are really fond of their ESV or their NKJV and things like that. It's pretty simple cover, just got your gold foil for your publisher, your model, and then the Holy Bible. And then you can see there's just ever so slightly tooled and raised hubs. It's got a beautiful 2-column layout and plenty of references. As the box said, there's over 200,000 references in this Bible. So for a while, this was kind of my daily driver. For several months before I, got hooked on Schuyler Bibles. This was my go-to. Comes with 4 ribbons, which is really nice. Yeah, just a very clean, simple Bible. I've always been a huge fan of this, and anyone that's looking for a KJV, I always recommend this one. It's absolutely a fantastic Bible. Taking a look at the little simple brother, even simpler on the spine. We're still going to get those slightly raised tooled hubs, and then we're just going to get the Holy Bible in gold, TBS in gold. We're going to get 2 ribbons. This is just a plain text Bible. It's very simple. It's a nice compact Bible. This is definitely something that, this is what I would call a church Bible. If you don't want to bring a big, heavier Bible like the Westminster, you can bring something much smaller like this. Definitely cheaper, but the only drop in quality really is that leather cover. All in all though, TBS continues to knock it out of the park with their Bibles. Again, if you're in the market for a KJV, this is a great place to look. Okay, next we have a small Holman compact KJV. This is their military Bible. In bonded leather. This is actually the Bible that my parents sent to me when I was in Marine Corps boot camp. So all throughout the 3 months that I was there, this is the little Bible that I had with me, and I would bring to the church services on Sunday with me. Very, very simple. Holman makes, in my opinion, really decent, affordable Bibles. I've always been a big fan of Holman, which you'll see in the upcoming Bibles. Very, very simple. Nice classic layout, Words of Christ in red. It also has a cool feature where whenever you see a solid black star, it's a prophecy being fulfilled. And then if you go to the Old Testament, see if I can find one. Of course, I'm not going to find one now that I'm recording. Oh, there we go. You'll see a hollow star, and that basically means something is being prophesied or something will be to come. And then it doesn't really give you a reference, so there's no way of being able to flip to the New Testament and see where exactly, this verse is being fulfilled. But it's still a pretty cool idea. But yeah, so this one's pretty near and dear. This is my boot camp Bible. Next up, we have a Holman, and then I believe this one is a Nelson. These are just little compact Bibles that I thought were pretty interesting. I've seen people use them before, and I just wanted to grab one. So on the right, we have, this is what's called like a soul-winning Bible, is what it would be called. So this is what you would take with you out when your church groups went out to go soul winning. It's just a New Testament. It'll have kind of a step-by-step process of how to guide people. Step 1, step 2, step 3, basically how to lead someone to Christ. So it's a pretty cool little Bible. I really like it. Very, very thin, very small and compact. I really liked the gold corners. It's actually like a metal tab. I wish they would have done it on the back too. I never understood why they only did it on the front side of the cover and not on all 4 corners. But anyways, moving on, we have, this is called the Thomas Nelson Companion Bible. I don't believe this is bonded leather. I believe this is a leather-like. And this is a complete Bible. And as you can see, the font is very small. This was one of those purchases I saw. I think I got it from the KJV store or maybe christianbook.com. It was on sale. It was really cheap, so I snagged it, and I never actually really used it just because, even for me, the font is so small. But it's a pretty cool little Bible, especially if you're like a missionary or you're traveling a lot. Kind of a cool checkbook style with a button clasp. Definitely a cool little Bible. Next up, we have another Holman. So this is one that I got to kind of be kind of a church Bible or something that I could keep in my car. It's imitation leather, but I really liked the dual tone leather on it, and it's very, very simple. But the one complaint I had about it is that I bought this at around the time when a lot of Bibles were switching over to like the real modern layouts, like super modern fonts, and I just never really enjoyed reading this one that much. The layout always kind of bugged me, but I believe at the time I bought this, it was only like 25 bucks. And it's got Words of Christ in red, it's got a ribbon, it's got maps, it's got your index and concordance. It's a pretty decent little budget Bible for sure. But I was never actually too big of a fan. It definitely looked better on paper than in person. All right, next up we have the infamous Scofield Bible. So I actually bought this Bible before I was aware of dispensationalism and the very, let's say, suspect footnotes by Dr. Scofield. I never really used this Bible because shortly after I bought it, I started to learn a lot about dispensationalism, and there was a lot of things in the Protestant church that I was starting to have problems with. Amongst them was, Calvinism, dispensationalism, a lot of things like that. One true purpose that the Scofield Bible serves is just a firm reminder at how dangerous fabricating doctrine and footnotes can really be. If you're not aware of dispensationalism, it's not going to say too much on it, but you can definitely Google that and you'll put 2 and 2 together. All right, next up we have what I think is one of the greatest study Bibles ever made. And it's from Holman. Really, really simple spine, no tooled line, no hubs, just some gold foil with your branding. It's got a bonded leather cover, but what makes this so cool is that this is a full color KJV study Bible. It's a big Bible, it's heavy, but it really is a beautiful Bible. So every book is going to start out like this. You'll get some artwork, and then you're going to get circumstances of writing, like the background, the message and purpose, salvation, stewardship, contribution to the Bible, structure. You'll get an outline to the Bible, and then you'll get a timeline. And that's going to be standard for every single book in this Bible. As you can see, there is a lot of footnotes, references, nice 2-column layout. Very, very cool. 2 ribbons. I use this a lot. This is actually a newer one. The original one that I had, I still have it. It's somewhere in storage, but my German Shepherd decided that it was just a little too irresistible and decided to have it as a snack. So I ended up buying a new one, and as you can see, you got some full color maps, lots of study helps in the back, and of course, a full color Bible wouldn't be complete without a lot of full color maps. Got a notes section, reading plans, and then your full color maps in the back. So Holman went really all out when they made this Bible, and I still stand by it. That, I mean, if you're a Protestant and you're looking for a study Bible, this really is the best. I've yet to come across a Protestant study Bible that's better than this one. Okay, so now we're going to get into the more expensive Bibles. I have 4 left. So these are my 2 Cambridge Bibles. So I kind of was dabbling in Cambridge Bibles for a little bit. Emerald Text Bible. So this is one of Cambridge's cheapest Bibles. Has a genuine leather cover. It's not bonded leather, although it does feel like it. It is a French Moroccan leather. I really had high hopes for this Bible. It's very thin, it's very small. It's basically like a little bit bigger than a Pit Minion, which is one of the greatest Protestant Bibles ever made. Very, very simple, no references, nothing like that. Just a plain text Bible. It's very simple, and I got it on sale as well a couple of years ago. But right out of the box, the paste down liner already started tearing and peeling away, so I had to like glue it back down. And so that kind of put a bitter taste in my mouth, and I was like, man, I thought Cambridge was supposed to be, you know, the premier Bible. And but I got some firsthand experience with what a lot of people on YouTube will tell you. Unfortunately, they kind of went through a long period where they were just really dropping down in quality, although I do believe they're trying to turn that around. Now, this is a Protestant Bible that a Catholic could use. This features the Apocrypha, and this one is much better quality, so we're stepping up in price a little bit. Really, really supple, soft calfskin leather binding. Paste down liner, really nice corner work. My paste down liner wasn't peeling up this time. Reinforcement tape, looking really good. I went ahead, it did not come with the thumb tabs, I put those on. But really, really simple Bible, and this is what I was expecting from Cambridge. The way they do their Apocrypha at Cambridge, or at least from all the Bibles I've seen from them, is they put the Apocrypha in the middle and between the New Testament and Old Testament. Sometimes Protestant Bibles will do it the more traditional way, and they'll throw it to the back of the Bible. You are going to get words of Christ in red on this, and when I first decided that I was going to convert to Catholicism, this was actually the Bible that I bought because I was so used to premium Bibles that I wasn't very happy with what was currently on the market. I've changed up a little bit now. I'm not as spoiled as I used to be. But this was a great Bible, and I'll still use this from time to time. It's just, you know, nowadays I don't really stick with the KJV anymore. But now I pretty much just use RSV, and I use the Dewey Rheims, which is basically the Catholic version of the KJV. Anyways, this is a great Bible, and I would recommend this for anyone, even Protestants. When I talk to Protestants, I recommend that they should at least get a Bible. What is going on there? They should at least get a Bible that features the Apocrypha, because there's a lot of good books. I think that Protestants are really missing out on books like Sirach. But yeah, this is a beautiful little Cambridge cameo. It's got slightly raised and tooled hubs. Really, really nice gold foil work. Very, very sharp, even down into the smallest details on that logo. Nothing on the front, nothing on the back. You are going to get a tooled perimeter line, not perimeter stitch, just a tooled line, and that is it. But I think I got this for like $135, $140. And it really is a great Bible. Okay, now we are getting into the bread and butter of my Protestant Bible collection. These are the last 2 Bibles in my Protestant showcase, and these are fantastic Bibles. These are Schuyler Canterbury Bibles. These are very premium and very expensive. I bought both of these probably 6 to 8 months before I decided I'm done with the Protestant church, and I started looking into Catholicism and Orthodoxy. But here we have one of the most beautiful Bibles that I've ever owned, and that is the Schuyler Canterbury. Really, really nice raised hubs. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but they're very beefy hubs. Really nice gold foil work. It's going to come with 3 ribbons. And these are Art Guild, which means it's going to look gold and pink, and then when you open the Bible, it's going to look primarily pink. It's going to have a gorgeous goat skin leather cover. Really, really beautiful. It is going to be perimeter stitched all the way around, which means you're going to have beautiful corner work on the interior. Really, really nice gold foil perimeter line. And one of the best features about this Bible is how beautiful the text block is. It's got a nice large font. Every single chapter of the Bible will begin with a drop cap. And it's going to have your metrical psalms. Very, very beautiful. I believe it's got either 32 or 34 GSM paper, so pretty light paper, a little bit of ghosting. But if you want a Bible that's not massive, but still has a very good large font, then, you know, got to make some sacrifices. I could go on and on about all the details. I really like the tapered references down at the bottom. Very, very simple, very minimal distractions. Little bit of study helps in the back, along with some full color maps. And I believe these are actually Schuyler's maps. You get some note paper in the back. And then back to the study helps. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. You can tell how soft and supple it is. Scooting this one aside, we'll move on to the little brother. This is the Schuyler Canterbury compact, or personal size, I think is what they call it. You can obviously tell there is a big difference in size, but other than the size, they're pretty much identical, other than a few small details. So you're going to get 2 ribbons on here instead of 3. You're still going to get those nice beefy raised hubs, really good quality gold foil work. Jerusalem cross is going to be stamped, however, it's a slightly different design. I don't know if you can tell, but these are a lot beefier, the smaller crosses, and then these ones are a lot thinner over there. But other than that, you're still going to get your goat skin leather cover, whatever I can't remember what the interior is. And then everything else is going to look exactly the same. Same layout, same references, same drop caps, same words of Christ in red, same study helps, same notes section, and then same maps. It's all the exact same. So this was like my church Bible, and then this was my at-home desk Bible. Really, really beautiful Bibles. You know, all the details that they include in their Bibles, even the ribbons. These are like super thick, heavy-duty ribbons. Alrighty. Got a fresh new battery in, and we are now going to look at the Catholic Bibles. I apologize for how kind of slanted the angle of the camera is, but it's just too big. The full-size study Bible is just a little bit too big for my camera, so I had to scoop back and change the angle a little bit. But we'll start out with my Ignatius Bibles, and for this section, we'll kind of keep everything organized per brand as best as possible. So these are my Ignatius study Bibles. I have the full size and the newer personal size Bible, and they're pretty much identical other than the size. Unfortunately, they're still, even with the newer personal size, still not coming with any ribbons. And because of that, I've just gone ahead and added some Bible tabbies. But I'm a big fan of these. This has become my new go-to favorite study Bible. It's just really simple. I really like the front cover, that nice, very dark navy blue bonded leather. If you've watched my channel before, you've definitely seen this Bible before. This is my go-to study Bible. I think that this with some Bible tabs is fantastic, and it makes up for it a little bit that it doesn't come with any ribbons. It handles highlighter very well. It handles, now I use Bible highlighters. I use the Zebra, I believe they're called fine liners. I'll put those in the description down below, but they just work really well on Bible paper. I also use some Pigma Microns for underlining. If If you're the type of person that wants to bring a study Bible with you wherever you go, definitely go for the personal size over the full size. It's much smaller and lighter, and it's just easier to manage. And again, throw some Bible tabs on there and you have a great study Bible. Keeping things rolling with Ignatius, we have the Ignatius Press RSV Second Catholic Edition. This is pretty much my go-to church Bible, so this is what I bring with me a lot of places. It's going to have like the same build quality, same build construction as the study Bibles. You're obviously just not going to get any of the study material. And this one does come with ribbons, thankfully. Again, nice bonded cover. Very simple, clean layout. That's one of my favorite things about Ignatius, is that it seemed like the forefront of their goals were to keep it very readable. So everything about it is very comfortable, from the kind of off-white, somewhat creamy paper to the nice, comfortable size font. Everything about it is just very comfortable for long reading periods. And I'm a big fan of Ignatius. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm thinking about getting, maybe some type of petition or something, and just letting Ignatius know, like, hey, if you guys put out a premium Bible like Ascension Press did, we will buy it. We want an Ignatius Bible bound with premium leather, maybe like a nice goatskin leather binding. Just take the text block and throw it into a nice goatskin leather binding. Because I know I would be a huge fan of that. I would love to see Ignatius put out a premium Bible. Nothing against the bonded leather, but it's just simply not going to last as long as goatskin. Lastly, with Ignatius, we have the New Testament and Psalms. Very, very simple, clean layout. This is probably my favorite Catholic New Testament. I just think it's a great Bible. It's very affordable, but you're still getting the nice Ignatius quality. You're getting a nice bonded leather cover, sewn binding, and you're getting that really nice opaque kind of paper, very readable font. You are going to get 2 bookmarks with it. Nice little headbands, kind of a gold and a blue. You're going to get your gold gilded edges. You're going to get some really nice gold foil work and ever so slightly raised hubs on the back. It probably isn't even showing up on the camera, but you can feel them. They are there. And it's just really, really simple. I'm a big fan of this Bible. And I almost forgot the Ignatius Press Compact Zipper Bible. I actually just did a review on this one, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. I'll just let you know, if you're in the mood for a Bible that can really travel with you anywhere and keep it protected with that zipper cover, then this is the way to go. It's got a bonded leather zipper cover and one of the most beautiful text blocks I've seen from a Catholic Bible. It's very simple. It's very old school. It's on a nice, kind of a crisp white paper. Font is a little on the smaller side, but still readable. If you typically read with reading glasses, you'll definitely need them for this, but it is readable. It's not too small that it just becomes too much of a pain. I'm actually planning on buying one of these and having it rebound in goatskin. Basically, I'm going to turn this into a little Catholic Cambridge pit minion. Okay, next we'll move on to Oxford. So back in the day, Oxford used to make some really good quality leather-bound Catholic Bibles. This is a beautiful leather Bible, and I picked this up on eBay for about, I think it was 25 or 30 bucks, and it's not an Apocrypha edition. It is a legit RSV Catholic edition from, I believe, 2007. But it's a really great deal. The only damage to the Bible was there's a little bit of water damage. So like when you open it up, you can see there's some wrinkling down there at the bottom, but it doesn't interfere with the Bible at all. And if that looks familiar to you, it's because Ignatius Press actually uses the Oxford text block. So that's why that's looking so familiar. And you can see that too if you go to the front of the Bible. It says it right there, Oxford University Press. Anyways, it's got the thumb indexing, and this is the full Catholic Bible, so it doesn't do anything weird where it throws the Apocrypha into its own section or anything like that. What's kind of odd is that there isn't any maps. So there's a little bit of study helps in the back, and then you have prayers and devotions of the Catholic faith, and then that is it. No maps at all, which I'm not too worried about, because to be honest with you, I really don't ever use the maps of a Bible, but I know some people really like them. Now, these old Oxford Bibles are getting very trendy on Reddit and other Bible forums, so before you know it, most of them, if not all of them, will be gone on eBay. So if you are interested in something like that, I recommend picking one up quick. Next up, we have the Oxford Bibles still in print, and this is the Oxford RSV with Apocrypha, and it's the annotated Bible. Now, this text block is a little bit different. So what we'll see is a little bit of more of a modern font on the chapter numberings, and then it's also kind of like hollow, which I didn't like at first, but now I don't mind it. And then you're going to get your Old Testament, your New Testament, and then they took the approach to throw the Apocrypha in the very back, which I don't mind. It's whatever. But that's where your Apocrypha is back here. And then you're going to get those nice Oxford maps. Yeah, a couple pages of notes, and then you're going to get pretty good supply of Oxford maps. That's a decent chunk of maps right there. Bonded leather on the exterior, paste down liner, a little bit of gold foil work there on the perimeter of the interior. The leather on this is kind of weird. It's very thick. It's very thick and stiff, which, I'm not too big of a leather snob. I know there's some people that don't like that. For me, I kind of don't mind, just because I figured, well, it's kind of like the Bible has armor. But some people may not like that. And of course, it will break in over time, but just something to keep in mind. And that is it for my Oxford Bibles. Pretty cool stuff. Like I said, you're only going to find these Catholic editions on eBay. Maybe someday Oxford will put those back in print. Okay, Catholic book publishing. This is the St. Joseph New Catholic Bible. This is the compact size. Really lovely little cover. To me, it's very nostalgic of like the kind of 90s and 2000s when everything was kind of like grungy. And I don't know why, but that's just what the cover reminds me of, is kind of that era where everything was like grungy, and you would see Bibles that had like the thorns and stuff on them, or they'd have like barbed wire and stuff. Very, very simple. All in all, these are good budget Bibles. None of them are too expensive. They're nothing that is super fancy. I like these Bibles purely because of the approach they take. Features a lot of artwork. And I like that they don't throw all the study helps in the back. They kind of just plant them where they are relevant. And I like that. I think that's kind of a cool idea. It does kind of affect the skimmability of the Bible. If you're trying to like skim to a specific thing, you tend to just flip over and you'll hit like one of these blocks where there's note cards, but not a big deal. Here's some maps for you right there. Let's see if I can find that. I don't remember where that rosary thing is. I think it's in your presentation page, lineage page, marriage, death, birth, all that. It's in between your Old Testament and New Testament, which nice iconography, nice artwork, very pretty Bibles. And then, there it is. There's your big chunk. So then right after, I don't know why Thessalonians, but right after Thessalonians, you're going to get a big chunk of note cards for the Holy Rosary, joyful mysteries, luminous, sorrowful, glorious, stations of the cross, prayer after the Rosary. I think that's cool, and I would like to see more Catholic Bibles do that, but maybe throw it at like the back of the Bible, so it's there. But yeah, nothing super fancy. It's just a nice budget-friendly workhorse of a Bible. Whether you get the compact, the full size, or the large print, pretty much all the same Bibles for the New Catholic Bibles. St. Joseph edition. Yeah, great little Bibles. Okay, next we'll take a look at Baronius Press, which has quickly become one of my favorite Catholic Bible publishers. They use a specific type of bonded leather, and it's very stiff, but it's very durable. So You know, the fact that it's so stiff, I don't mind it just because I know how durable it is. And again, kind of like that other Oxford Bible, it kind of feels like your Bible has armor. But this is their New Testament and Psalms, razor thin, comes with a ribbon. Really, really beautiful text block, like with all the Baronius Bibles. They put the Psalms at the front, and then you'll hop into your Gospels, and you're not going to get Words of Christ in red, and I don't believe you're going to get any study helps either. Yep, no index, no concordance, nothing. Just a very simple, I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks or something. Really, really nice little compact Psalms and New Testament. You could easily put this in your front pocket, back pocket, purse, whatever. And then we have their flagship Bibles, their Douay-Rheims Complete Bibles. This is the standard, and then this is the compact. I don't own the large print. I don't need the large print. Gonna come with 2 ribbons. If the only real complaint that I have with Baronius Press is what are we doing with the ribbons? These are not old Bibles. I bought this one I don't even know, like a couple months ago, and then this one I just got in the mail like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and they use some of the worst ribbons I've ever seen. Even the cheaper budget Bible has a nicer quality ribbon to it. I don't know why they're picking these ribbons. I can't imagine it's saving them that much money. And I think they're like cotton ribbons, because you can't even if it's like a polyester or like kind of like a plastiline or something like that, you can just melt the ends, but you can't even melt these because they're like cotton. So Baronius, please update the ribbons. But other than that, beautiful text block again. And with the Complete Bibles, you are going to get artwork. So there's a nice section here. And again, I like this. I like that Catholic Bibles feature so much artwork. Not a lot of Protestant Bibles do that. But you're going to get a nice beefy section of artwork here in the middle. You'll get your family registry, your lineage, all that. And then you'll hop into the New Testament. Now this one does have a little bit smaller font. This is their compact size. Definitely a lot smaller in the dimensions minus the thickness. The thickness is almost the same. It's a little bit thinner. And then you have the standard. This is honestly one of my all-time favorite Catholic Bibles. You know, currently on the market, this is pretty much the best quality Douay-Rheims Bible you're going to get. It's got your perimeter stitched. One thing I forgot to mention is that they are going to have perimeter stitching. Even the New Testament will have that perimeter stitching. This is going to be the exact same layout. It's obviously just a larger font, much more readable font. You got your references down here at the bottom. Same thing, you're going to have your big section of artwork right there between the Old Testament and the New Testament. Hop over to your family lineage, hop over into your New Testament, and then in the back here, after the Apocalypse or Revelation, you'll get your study helps, Old Testament index, New Testament index. Then you hop over into your map. Fantastic. Not too pricey. They're definitely not budget Bibles, but they're definitely not premium priced. I think they're worth it. I think the price per quality is very legitimate, and I think that these are fantastic Bibles that, quite frankly, I think every Catholic should own one of these Bibles. Okay, here's a bit of an oddball here, but I thought that this was a beautiful Bible. So here is a leather-bound EOB New Testament. That stands for Eastern Orthodox Bible. It is a zipper-bound New Testament. Look at that beautiful marbled paste-down liner. Of course, you're going to get your iconography. And then the text block is just beautiful for these Bibles. Let me get to the book heading. Yeah, look at that. Look at that book heading. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's just something about a Bible text block whenever it features a lot of red like that. I really like that. I'm a big fan of that. Finishing off the New Testaments, these two are from Scepter. This is the Confraternity, and then the RSV New Testament. Very, very similar, just really tiny, compact Bibles. It's just this one's RSV, this one is the Schuyler Confraternity, and this one does have the little Bible reading program up top, Both of them are going to come with a ribbon. Both of them will have your red headbands, tailbands, pretty much the same exact Bible, just a little bit different cover design, and then obviously different translation, a little bit different text block. I like the Confraternity Bible. I think it's great. I'm actually looking at getting a full-size Confraternity, but yeah, this is a great looking little Bible. The only thing I would recommend is Scepter. Why are we doing a round cover with squared off corners of the pages? That doesn't make sense to me. Over time, these are going to get absolutely demolished. But other than that, though, they're very budget friendly. I think these were each like, I don't know, $14 or $15, not expensive at all. And these are definitely great little travel companions. And then we have the St. Joseph New Testament, which is one of my all-time favorite New Testament Bibles. I think this is really well done. It's got your dual tone leather, your perimeter stitched, and it is a real perimeter stitched. And then obviously the stitching for the dual tone is stitched as well. And text block is going to look really similar. If you currently own a St. Joseph Bible, it's pretty much identical, except for you're not going to get any of the cardstock inserts, like the rosary, praying guide, the little inserted maps and footnotes and timelines and stuff like that. You're not going to get any of that in here. What they did differently for this one versus their kind of full size is that your notes are actually going to be tacked on here in the back. In addition to the reading plans, my favorite part about the Bible is the little sales brochure at the back. So, you can scan that, and, I don't think I've ever actually seen that before in a Bible where they have a little sales brochure in the back. But it cracks me up. I think it's really funny. But they do have, just like their other Bibles, a nice quality ribbon. Here is our last Bible. Thankfully, my back is killing me from hunching over the desk. This is the Catholic Bible Press note-taking Bible. This is the NRSV. Really pretty. I don't even know what to call that. I guess like a stained glass design, but I guess it's like gold foil or something. I don't know. Although this looks like a really high quality genuine leather, it's actually imitation leather. I don't know how they did it, but it looks fantastic. Open it up, and you are going to get a dotted grid side columns for your notes. Now the paper is nice and thick. You can't even see my fingers on the other side. There's little to no ghosting. What that tells me is it's going to handle highlighters and pens very well, which is what the Bible was intended for. Very, very simple text block, nothing too fancy. Out of every single Catholic Bible I own and most of the Protestant Bibles I own, this $40 Bible has some of the best ribbons I've ever seen in a Bible. They're just high quality ribbons, you know what I mean? So if they can do that in a $40, what some people would consider a budget Bible, I don't know why, not gonna name names, but I don't know why other publishers can't do that as well. Nice perimeter stitch. It is a real perimeter stitch. But other than that, yeah, very inexpensive Bible, and they knocked it out of the park. This is a tremendous Bible. There is my full Bible collection. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. It really helps my channel grow. And be sure to comment down below what your favorite Bible is. You never know, I might just get a review on it very soon. And again, if you're interested in purchasing any of these Bibles, check the description down below and you will see all of the affiliate links. Purchasing a Bible using one of those affiliate links doesn't cost you anything extra. What happens is I get a small kickback, which Amazon delivers to me via gift card, which I can then use to purchase more Bibles and more books. That way I can give you guys reviews and you can buy with confidence. Additionally, we are very close to meeting our watch hours to where I can unlock the members only section. Right now, my current plan for the members only videos is we would be going through a guided curriculum. The reason for this is because when I was formerly a Protestant, I was very accustomed for churches and youth groups and whatever to host small study groups. When I decided to convert to Catholicism, I started to notice that there really wasn't anything like that. And I've decided that I want that to be a goal here at Crowns, is to form a small study group so that myself, along with all of you, can continue to grow and kind of take deep dives into individual books of the Bible and learn the history, the context, the meaning. And so that's what I'm planning on doing with the members only. It'll be very affordable. It'll basically just help cover the cost of the books and the extra time that it'll take me to make the videos, presentations, etc. And we'll take deep dives into different topics in the Bible, and we'll be guided along the way with a curriculum. So if that's something that you're interested in being a part of, be sure to subscribe and stick around because it will be coming very soon. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching again. I really do appreciate it. The channel is growing very quickly, and that's all because of you guys. All the likes, the comments, the shares, it's really helping the algorithm pick up on my channel and boost my videos. Hence, the channel is continuing to grow at a very fast rate. As always, I hope you all will have a blessed week. My name is Zach, this is Crowns, and I will see you in the next video.